Well, hello there everyone, and thank you for your continued support and for watching the videos. I know that helicopter videos are not as popular as the aircraft ones, but most of my aircraft, including the fast jets, are pretty much built except for a load of F-32s and KF-21s. And I'm going through the helicopters, which is the biggest area of gaps in the What If tech tree and the What If history. Now, in the Museum of the United States Air Force, the US Air Force, is a very special CH-3 or HH-3 derivative, the S-61R by Sikorsky. Pretty much my favourite helicopter of all times. And that's called the Black Mariah, and it's one of these in Vietnam guise, painted black, and it's said to be haunted because it's had that many people pass away on it. So it's got quite a sad history. But the Black Mariah was used by US Special Forces in Vietnam. I think it was the only one to be painted black, and it was used on special operations missions and sort of missions where the Americans weren't supposed to be in the Vietnam War. Now, this is a later derivative of the same aircraft. If you've been following the channel, you know that the Malagassi's absolutely loved the S-61R, used in the combat search and rescue role in Vietnam, then Special Forces. And I do need to do an elephant walk because all of these are completed now. And I've just done one of these that was shot down in the What If in 1995. But this is one that survived, that didn't get shot down, and is currently in the Air Force Museum in flying condition still. And this is a Pave Rook. So it is technically a Jolly Green, but this is the Pave Rook variety. The Rook, as you know, is quite a big bird. And this one is as well. The engines were upgraded to higher 1600 horsepower engines in this version. And it was painted in this dark NATO black scheme all over, with markings just in olive drab. They're very minimal markings, nothing to give it away. These flew mainly at night. Now, they weren't as advanced as the US Special Forces aircraft of the period, which were the MH-60L and the MH-60K, which was coming in. So this is a late 1980s, early 1990s example, but it did have the night vision forward-looking infrared there, the turret that moves. And being a Special Forces helicopter, of course, the crews flew in very hot places. These were used in Somalia, Africa and the Middle East, and they didn't have the front windows fitted. This is the starfix kit, which actually builds up really nicely, and it does come with a winch. I love helicopters that come with winches. So what's it missing really from the Revell? Well, it doesn't have the APU bulge. You don't get that on the Aurora kit as well, but it builds up better than the Lindbergh kit, which does have that bulge. The glass is interesting because the glass is all little pieces, and you have to kind of install that with PVA, and some of the PVA is still drying, and that's why there's a bit of that kind of smearing marking, and you have to cut some little tabs off there. So I've done the best job I can with what is quite a basic kit. I've added some countermeasures, missile alert warning systems, my usual chaff and flare, and from the spares box, an ALE 144, I think it's called, the sort of hot brick jamming system there. The Starfix one does come with this kind of rescue hoist thing underneath. I've picked that out in silver. I might need to tone that down, but otherwise you can see it comes with a refueling probe. I've added some extra antennas, but nothing too major. And this is Special Forces, late 1980s, early 1990s, until they got the MH-47E in 1995, allowing them to retire these into storage again. They were used by Special Forces reserve units, and many have now been used for spare parts or brought back into service. Doesn't have the late air filters, the dust filters. Does have the separator there, the air separator, and I made little wiper blades using plastic card, and made the wire cutter on the top there, just using plasticard. Added a door gun from Butler's Printed Models, a GPMG. It can have a door gun on this side, but when it's using the winch and that door, that's taken off. Take care, goodbye.